stream sports. Okay, moving on into our third topic for the evening. So now we're moving over to the AFC. So the talk in the AFC with the Bills and the Chiefs, besides the fact of how good the Chiefs are, has been the names of the coordinators from both the Bills and the Chiefs side about potentially being head coaches. While a lot of people, including Deshaun Watson, want to see Eric Bieniemy be a head coach somewhere, which coordinator do you see getting picked up, and where do you see them going into next year? Emily, what do you have?
I am honestly shocked that Eric Bieniemy has not been picked up yet. I saw him as a really hot candidate for the Falcons opening. I know he had an interview. I think maybe when he's going into these interviews, I don't know how far they're looking into these guys' past, but Eric Bieniemy does have a past record. He was actually kicked off Colorado State's campus for a while, I think a year, for like an assault charge. But it was a really long time ago. So maybe that's a factor, maybe it's not. But if I had to pick between those two coordinators, I'm taking Eric Bieniemy. I have read recently that guys are saying he's going into interviews without a plan, kind of claiming that he's got this master plan for whichever team he's interviewing with. But from what I have read on Fox Sports, a lot of people are not impressed with his execution of his plan. Maybe that's a factor. I know three different organizations that interviewed him had that as a complaint, that maybe he has this plan, but he doesn't actually know how to execute it. And he just didn't give a lot of details about how he would run their organizations. And so maybe the uncertainty of that caused them to back away from him. But I mean, you have to look at the things that he's accomplished with Kansas City, and I'm shocked he doesn't have a head coaching position right now. And maybe we'll see, because he's still currently coaching and he's going to be coaching in the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll see somebody pick him up after. But I mean, there's only like a few openings left, so we'll see how that goes.
Emily with the deep dive, and apparently on the hiring and interview panels for job openings. So solid take. Luke, who's your coordinator?
I would say that the popular pick is Eric Bieniemy. Everybody's been raving about Chiefs offensive coordinator. It's been top 10 in total yards per game at 379.2, passing yards at 281.1, yards per play at 6.22, and total points scored on average at 28.2. I'm going to do a real hot take here, as I did a little digging and a little research about the Chiefs and that organization. Listen to this name carefully. Dave Toub. He's the chief assistant head coach, and he's a special teams coordinator. He's been top 10 in kick returns, kick return coverage, and punt return coverage. He developed speedy players over the years, I believe, with the Chiefs in the past 7 years, with speedy players like Niall Davis, Mecole Hardman, and Tyreek Hill. And he looks familiar he was originally the special teams coordinator for, the Bears, as he and the Chicago Bears set an NFL high of 22 kick returns for touchdowns compiled by 6 different players, and one more noticeably, Devin Hester. If Dave Toub goes into a head coaching scenario, any of the vacant coaching jobs out there in the NFL, he's going to make that team very, very, very quick, like a lightning bolt, not like a charger bolt, because that job's already taken.
Luke with the hot takes, Luke with the SNL impressions. Luke came out to play again. So that's some powerful stuff. Connor, close us out here. Your NFL coordinator, who you think you have getting a position. I feel like there's an elephant in the room that I hope you call out.
You're not on the panel, so I don't have to talk about Matt Kafka, Rutledge. But he is great, and I'm sure he got your fan mail that you sent him this week. I will, right now, Leslie Frazier is one of the big hot names getting floated around. Actually has his second interview lined up with the Texans. For us to remember, Leslie Frazier was the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. The early 2010s, had an NFC Championship game appearance in 2012. I think that if the Houston Texans are interested in keeping Deshaun Watson, they're going to have to go all in for Bieniemy. That's my pick as the most impactful assistant to get a new job next year. Deshaun Watson has voiced his concern multiple times. This is a hire that I think you have the quarterback in Deshaun Watson who is a difference maker. This isn't like a Jameis Winston, Dirk Cutter situation where neither player or coach really was anything to write home about. But Deshaun Watson and his impact could really have that would really take the Texans if he moved and have them start all the way from zero. So you could take Bieniemy, put him in Houston, and at least have Deshaun Watson hopefully be a little bit happier for a little while longer and get this thing run back a little bit with the Texans.
All right. Connor with the big take. Everyone likes Eric Bieniemy across the board. The coach that I truly believe in out there who should be hired as a genius later is quarterbacks coach Matt